the organizers and to the participants remaining. Two of the three organizers are here. Katia, Pedro, thank you. I ran into Miguel as I was coming in. This is remarkable in various ways. The joining up of North Africa and the Finance Center is quite welcome, and so the Dean wanted me to give a sense of how this fits into what is now called the narrative of Nova School of Business and Economics, and I do that gladly because I don't have executive role in North Africa. A member of the board who could not be here, Luis Amado, was also very encouraging about the work of North Africa. We've all seen how it has blended with the Finance Center. This is a university that was born from the dream of development economies. António Alfredo Sousa, who did his PhD in France with Celso Furtado, Brazilian economist, who was also Minister of Finance, and yet this school is seen as the most Anglo-Saxon school ever. So this teaches you the importance of origins, but also the fact that it's a little bit difficult to get where we're going from where we started. What has been the idea? I think I alluded to it in the morning. This north-south-south kind of link. The Germans have a way of presenting this aus Deutschland nach Luanda und Maputo via Lissabon. So we are the via part, okay? And I'll just give you some examples. The establishment of Angola Business School, I was just in one the last week, a school in Maputo also, and a school in São Paulo. Now, how these fit with Nova Business School is that the teaching is in English, yet perhaps another paradox. So we have a strong sense of networking for the members of the CPLP, but we do it in English. The other point that may come as a surprise to some of you, since we spoke about China in a way that was not so keen at all, but Macau, which is not a member of the community of Portuguese-speaking countries, has been interesting to the school in terms of giving us a stronghold into gigantic China. So what are the three concepts that you may take home if you want to in that connection? I already mentioned the community of Portuguese-speaking countries. These are 8 countries, very diverse. By far the largest is Brazil. Portugal is the oldest. Then we have 2 countries in West Africa, Cape Verde and Guinea-Bissau. 1 country in Central Africa, that's São Tomé, Príncipe. 2 countries in Southern Africa, Angola and Mozambique. 1 country in Asia, East Timor, and 1 country in South America, which I already mentioned. Diversity was mentioned just now. The strength of the CPLP is diversity. They are all separate, so there's no common border, and some of them are extremely small, and yet they are all close to the sea, and they have very large kind of areas, both on the sea and on the ocean and on the mainland, if you take into account the regions to which they belong. ECOWAS, the 2 West African countries, the community of Central African countries, East African states for São Tomé, SADC, ASEAN, Mercosur and the European Union. But it is in its infancy, the ability to take advantage of those broader markets. There's now a project where the facilitation of trade and investment amongst the 8 is done in a way that takes into account that broader area. So diversity, certainly, but also extensive, but also intensive margin, if you will. And how do we describe this? Well, I already gave you a German acronym. In English, I'm afraid, it sounds a little bit strange, because if you were to translate it, it would be global lusophony. But this doesn't sound right. Francophony already makes you smile. Lusophony would not pass a straight-face test. My proposal is global lusophonia. Just keep it in Portuguese, and nobody will worry about it, at least as long as we speak in English. What's the basis of this? It is in the Bissau Declaration of 2006 on the Millennium Development Goals in the CPLP countries. As you all know and we discussed, MDGs involve political will and they involve financial commitments, but they also involve mutual knowledge, and this is the key to the countries that speak the same language and yet are looking at world problems as not always in agreement, but in any case, in this case, they were. That was the first step, as it were, to this economic dimension that I referred to. Just to give you an example, that we are not alone, the Catholic University of Angola has just published now, and they've been publishing a report on Angola's economy for some time, but this is the first time they published it in English for 2012. And conversely, the African Economic Outlook from the OECD Development Center and the African Development Bank has had now versions in Portuguese of the countries, of the 5 countries in Africa for a number of years. So here is what global lusophony is about. The rain has stopped, the sun is out, till dinner you still have the possibility of walking around and think in a lusophone manner. Thank you for being here. Till next time.